You know the feeling. That dense academic journal, the impossible math equation, that one line of code that just will not compile. You hit that cognitive wall, and you feel the motivation just drain away. You check your phone, and the paralysis sets in.
It's that exact moment of friction that makes most people quit studying. They feel stupid, they get stuck, and they just abandon the whole goal right before the breakthrough.
Right.
But what if you could eliminate that friction? What if you had an instant tutor, a genius friend, available 24/7 to explain any complex idea like it was a bedtime story?
And that is the mission today. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. You've shared your sources with us, and they're all focused on the execution phase of accelerated learning with AI.
Yeah.
If part one was about setting the goal and drawing the map, the preparation today, we are driving the car at full speed.
Absolutely. Today, we are solving two huge practical problems for you. First, how to comprehend difficult, intimidating ideas in just minutes.
Yeah.
And second, how to instantly convert the messy output of your brain, your notes, your transcripts, into perfect, actionable structure. It's all about moving directly into doing the project with zero resistance.
So our conversation today is structured around 4 essential strategies to get that acceleration. We'll break down concept mastery using something called layered learning. We'll look at how we can adapt content formats, talk about organizing your notes with the Scribble and Fix method, and finally, how to optimize your most valuable asset, your mental energy. All right, let's start with that big intellectual barrier. The sources suggest that traditional learning has this fundamental flaw.
It really does.
It insists you have to master Chapter 1 perfectly before you even look at Chapter 2. But if Chapter 1 is hard, say, linear algebra or something, you quit.
And you stay stuck there forever. Layered learning is the antidote to that. Think of it like painting a portrait.
Okay.
You wouldn't spend 6 hours painting one eye perfectly and just ignore the rest of the face.
No, of course not.
You sketch the entire face first, that's the framework, and only then do you start adding the color and the fine details.
So we approach the material in 3 layers. What does that first, that speed run look like?
So layer 1 is the high-velocity skim. You're watching the video at 2x speed or just skimming the book aggressively. The goal here is minimal.
Right.
Find the definitions. What does this word mean? And the big ideas. What's the main point here? We are not looking for deep logic yet.
Okay, so we've got the map laid out in layer 1. Then we slow it down for layer 2.
Layer 2 is the connection phase. You're going at normal speed, maybe highlighting things, and you're actively trying to link the main ideas.
How does idea A affect idea B?
Exactly. This is where the story or the system starts to take shape in your mind.
And layer 3, that's the point of, maximum frustration. It's staring at a paragraph for an hour and feeling like the information is just refusing to land.
Yeah.
And that's where AI steps in as your personal non-judgmental tutor.
Precisely. When you hit that wall, say, you're stuck on a dense concept like recursion in programming, you don't ask AI for the dry dictionary definition.
Right.
We deploy what's called the analogy prompt. This strategy really personalizes the learning so the concept just sticks immediately.
So how do we structure that prompt? What are we actually asking the AI to do to make it effective?
You ask the AI to explain the complex idea using a simple analogy related to something you already know really well.
Ah.
For example, if you're trying to grasp call options in finance, you could tell the AI, explain call options to me using the metaphor of buying a ticket for a concert, but make sure the explanation is funny.
Using concert tickets instead of stock options.
Yeah.
So you're connecting this new abstract knowledge to old concrete knowledge.
And that instant link just bypasses the intellectual friction.
And that instruction, keep it funny, that seems important.
It's critical. Emotion enhances memory. If the explanation gives you a little chuckle, you remember the mechanism better because you've attached an emotional marker to it. I'll admit, I still wrestle with writing good prompt structures myself sometimes, just getting the tone right. But realizing I could inject humor into the requests was the breakthrough that really made concepts stick for me.
And leveraging this speed, it shouldn't require us to type out all these elaborate prompts. The sources point toward using voice mode.
Yeah, typing is a bottleneck. Using the ChatGPT phone app's voice mode, you can study while you're walking the dog or washing dishes. It feels like a real conversation with an expert.
So you could just ask, hey, I just read about dark matter, but I don't fully get it. Why can't we see it?
Exactly. And then you follow up instantly. Wait, if we can't see it, how do we know it exists?
Or, okay, now explain it to me like I'm 5 years old, but just focus on the gravity part.
That conversational loop is maybe 10 times faster than manually clicking through Wikipedia pages.
Yeah.
It fixes confusion in seconds, and it gets back those hours you used to spend just staring hopelessly at a screen.
So if we're using these analogy prompts, the main benefit is speeding up comprehension. But why does the memory stick? What makes it durable?
Emotion enhances recall, so humor is a powerful memory tool.
So we've used analogy to break down the difficulty of the material. But what happens when the information itself is just hidden inside a format we can't stand?
That's where format switching comes in.
Exactly. The best resource, say, a detailed history of the Roman Republic, might be a 500-page, really dry PDF.
Right. And if you're an auditory learner, that's just painful.
It's inefficient and painful. AI lets us change the format to match our preferred style instantly.
So if we have a long PDF and we're just too exhausted to read it, we can convert it to audio. This is kind of the ultimate podcast approach to learning.
Yeah, using a tool like Notebook LM, you upload that PDF and just click Generate Audio Overview. And what's key here is that it doesn't just read the text aloud in a robotic voice.
Okay, so what does it do?
The AI generates a structured conversation between two synthesized hosts, complete with natural pacing, jokes, metaphors. It basically creates a custom radio show just for you.
So you can absorb a technical deep dive while you're commuting or at the gym. It's powerful. You don't even need screen time. And we can solve the opposite problem too. You find a brilliant 2-hour lecture video, but the speaker is painfully slow.
Yeah.
We all know we can read much faster than anyone can talk.
So we just grab the video transcript, paste it into an LLM like Claude or ChatGPT, and use what the sources are calling the textbook prompt.
This saves a massive amount of time. You ask the AI to rewrite that raw lecture transcript as a structured textbook chapter.
And you have to be specific, right?
Very specific. Instruct it to use clear headings, bullet points, bold the critical terms, and this is crucial, remove all the filler.
Get rid of the ums, the ahs, the 20 minutes of off-topic jokes.
All of it. The goal is to make it instantly scannable. You're turning 2 hours of passive watching into 15 minutes of active, targeted reading.
Whoa. I mean, imagine scaling that efficiency across a full college course, turning a month's worth of lectures into a single weekend review guide.
That is the leverage AI provides. It's a different scale of learning.
So when we convert these transcripts into text, is the goal just to read faster, or is there something else going on?
It's about structuring content for rapid retention and immediate review.
Okay, so now we can comprehend complex ideas, we can switch formats. The next challenge is organization, that messy brain output. We've all been there, trying to write perfect sentences while listening to a complex lecture.
And if you try to take perfect notes in real time, your brain misses the next 3 keywords. You can't do 2 high cognitive tasks at the same time. It's just too much stress.
So the solution is the Scribble and Fix method. Just stop chasing perfection.
Just scribble. Use messy bullet points, half sentences, terrible spelling. The only goal is to catch the essential trigger words and keywords during the session. It completely removes that pressure.
And once the session is over, we let the AI organize that mess. So how do we turn those chaotic scribbles into a professional study guide?
We copy those notes into Claude or ChatGPT and use the organization prompt. We ask the AI to group related ideas under clear, bold headings, fix all the grammar, and here's the critical part, create a summary table comparing the key concepts.
But wait, if the AI is doing all the heavy lifting, the organizing, the grammar, the structure, aren't we just outsourcing the learning itself? What's left for us to do?
That's a fair challenge. The cognitive benefit is in the initial recall when you scribbled, and then in the error identification. We also tell the AI to add notes pointing out any logical steps or connections that you missed.
Let's see.
Your brain is reinforced by seeing its own messy output transformed into order. You save this clean, personalized guide for review, and you can see your own blind spots instantly.
Okay, so once we've mastered the concept and organized our notes, we move into the scariest part, implementation, the blank page syndrome.
That fear of starting a project, writing a report, building a spreadsheet, it feels terrifyingly big, right?
Yeah.
AI removes that paralysis by giving you that crucial starting point. It forces us into collaboration instead of, just total delegation.
Let's look at a couple of collaboration scenarios. Starting with writing. We should not ask the AI to write the whole report.
No, it always sounds robotic and hollow.
Right.
So we collaborate. We can use Notebook LM to manage our research, and then use ChatGPT for the structure. Prompt for an outline first. Then we write the intro based on our specific thoughts. We use AI for targeted editing.
Like, this is too complicated. Rewrite this section to be simpler.
Shorten the sentences,
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
For data analysis, you can use Claude. Let's say I'm terrible at Excel, but I need to analyze my spending.
So I can upload my scrubbed bank statement, CSV.
And that safety step is paramount. Always scrub sensitive info first. You ask Claude to categorize expenses into needs and wants.
Okay.
You request specific output, what percentage went to wants, the single biggest expense category, and the exact Python bone or Excel formula you need to automate this next month.
That is the ultimate utility. The AI is acting like a data scientist, giving you insights while teaching you the formula.
It's learning by doing, but with full automation support. And it's the same for presentations. You paste your organized notes into a tool like Gamma, and it generates an 80% complete slide deck in 5 minutes.
And you're saved from hours of fighting with PowerPoint alignment.
Exactly.
So in this implementation phase, what's the most important safeguard when you're uploading personal data like that?
Always scrub sensitive information like names and account numbers first.
Our final segment is about studying smarter, not just longer. The sources emphasize a fundamental truth. Saying, I don't have time is often a lie.
It is. The real issue is a critical lack of energy.
Yeah.
It's energy management over time management. 1 hour of tired study at 9 p.m. is, cognitively, it's worth about 10 minutes of fresh, alert morning study.
When you're exhausted, your brain is just running on fumes.
Right. So the fix is matching task difficulty to your energy level. You protect that high energy time, say 7 a.m. for the hard stuff.
For the layer 3 deep dive learning where you're actively grappling with complexity.
And you reserve low energy time, the evening maybe, for easy tasks. Layer 1 skimming, or just passively listening to that AI-generated audio podcast you made.
You optimize your output by making sure peak effort is applied to peak performance tasks.
Yes. We also need to leverage the power of interleaving. The traditional, painful method is marathon sessions. 3 hours of Spanish, then 3 hours of coding.
And that just causes mental fatigue. The brain basically goes numb.
It does. Interleaving is mixing subjects. 45 minutes of Spanish, 45 minutes of coding, then 30 minutes back to Spanish.
Why does switching back and forth actually help with retention? It seems on the surface less efficient.
It forces the brain to reset. Every time you switch, your brain has to exert cognitive effort to recall the information from the previous topic when you switch back.
Ah, I see.
That brief, forceful recall strengthens the memory pathway, and it prevents the neural burnout you get from just repetitive processing.
So the practical rule here is never spend more than about 50 minutes on one topic.
Switch tasks before you feel the fatigue setting in. That effortful retrieval keeps the brain active, fresh, and engaged for longer.
So if I have limited energy overall, should I prioritize that layer 3 time, or should I prioritize the technique of interleaving?
Prioritize layer 3 tasks when energy is high. Interleaving helps maintain focus later.
So this two-part system preparation, which we covered before, and today's execution, it really redefines how you can approach mastering difficult subjects. We've established that rapid comprehension and implementation are now, well, they're achievable goals.
You are genuinely no longer learning alone. You've activated an entire team of AI experts working for you for free.
Right.
Simplifying concepts, organizing chaotic output, and drafting those crucial starting points for every single project.
The final advice from the source material is pretty simple. Start small.
Yeah.
Pick one project, use one of these specific analogy or organization prompts, and just feel the speed. Once you experience that accelerated efficiency, the old way of learning will feel impossibly slow.
And building on that realization about energy management, if AI can now handle, say, 80% of the cognitive organization, the summarizing, the first draft of any output, what genuinely high-level creative and critical thinking should you reserve your absolute peak mental energy for?
The part that no AI can replicate.
Exactly. That is the ultimate goal of optimization.